Good morning, grade 7. Welcome to our second session. Our topic for this morning is about genres of viewing materials. So before we start, let us first read our learning objectives. Our first learning objective is define the term genre. B. Identify the genre of the material viewed. C. Differentiate the genres of viewing by examining the various examples presented. D. Organize information of the material viewed and evaluate its importance. E. Observe correct subject and verb agreements in writing personal journal. And last, present a graphic organizer containing information from the material viewed. So let us first answer our preliminary activity. All you have to do is to choose the letter of the best answer from the box. Write the chosen letter before the number. So here are your choices. A. Documentary. B. Internet-based. C. Movie trailer. D. News flash. E. Weather report. So let's proceed to number 1. It is a commercial advertisement for a feature film that will be exhibited in the future at a cinema. Number 2. It is a non-fictional motion picture intended to document reality primarily for the purposes of instruction, education, or maintaining a historical record. Number 3. It is a program available online and is more likely to be free of monthly charge. Number 4. It is a program available online and is more likely to be free of monthly charge. Number 5. A report on an important piece of news that is given in the middle of another television or radio show. So in your previous lesson, you learned about the common types of relationships in analogy. One of those is synonym. Today, you will apply what you have learned by answering the organizer provided. So, when you hear the word genre, what comes immediately into your mind? Choose the words associated with the term genre from the pool of words provided below. So this organizer is called Sunshine Idea Organizer. So here is your choices: kind, style, literary, sort, form, classification, type, content, category, and view. So this is retrieved from YouTube. So it is official says rising local transmission may trigger lockdowns in and around the capital, Manila. So this video is about COVID-19. So this is also retrieved from YouTube. So this is entitled Iron Man. So here is the process questions. So what is the difference between the two clips? So number 2, where and when do we usually see these clips? And number 3, what is the purpose of each clip? Okay, our daily living highly involves visual media such that the television and online platforms allows us to become active in the modern way of communicating around the world. we see advertisements, films, diagrams, symbols, photographs, videos, drama, drawings, sculpture, and painting in a daily basis that pave way to developing the viewing skill as the macro skill of learning English language. So this viewing skill is one of the macro skills. The first is the first three are the three R's, the reading, writing, and arithmetic. So this viewing skills is also included in the macro skills. So let us first define what is a genre. So genre is a classification of materials we are viewing. So these are the genres of viewing materials. First is news flash, second, weather report, third, internet-based program, fourth, movie trailer, and fifth, documentary. So let us discuss each genres of viewing. The first is news flash. When there are current issues that the news organization like ABS-CBN, GMA, and CNN feel the warrant of interrupting their scheduled programming in television, news flash is aired. The information conveyed in a news flash is important enough for viewers to take a quick break. For example, a typhoon with heavy rain would come to your place. A timely news will interrupt your favorite television shows like teleserye and movies. So one example of this is the news alert. So let's proceed to the weather report. Another genre is the weather report, which is a part of an entire news program that updates and foretells weather conditions on a specific area. Weather forecasts are made by collecting data about the current state of the atmosphere at a given place. For example, in GMA, the I Am Ready by Mang Tani Cruz. The next is the internet-based program. So also provides the viewer informative shows that can be accessed through website using internet connection. Netflix, iWant TV, and many more internet-based programs provide shows that are highly dependent to the internet. It would also require accessing through desktop computers, laptops, and smartphones. So one example of this is the Knowledge Channel, School at Home. So the next is the movie trailer. Oftentimes, when there are upcoming movies, there are series of selected shots that are shown in television or internet. As these movie trailers attract you because of its exciting, funny, or not worthy parts of the film. These are usually short to avoid spoilers. So, the first picture that I've shown you earlier about the movie Iron Man is an example of a movie trailer. So, another example is the official movie trailer of The Cats. So, if you have time, you can view this movie, The Cats. Another genre is the documentary. Documentary is a genre of viewing that is based on research. You can usually see it in a long duration. As it is lengthy, it has the ability to bring us a broader, more deeply engaged in wider view of current issues. Example of this is Eyewitness by Cara David. It tells us the current issues such as COVID-19. So, These are the genres of viewing materials. So let's proceed to the language connection. So read and study the following sentences. The first bullet, a documentary contains factual information that teaches us about the fast-changing world. The next is, an effective news flash is written with very important details about certain events that could affect us. And the last, learning weather reports are helpful in determining our weather. So, let us answer the process questions. So, what do you notice about the underlined words? Next is, what do you call the underlined words? Third, what do you notice about the boxed words? Fourth, which of these words are singular? Which are plural? Fifth, what do you need to remember about subjects and verbs in sentences? When we say a subject means a part of a sentence that contains the person, the place, thing, or idea performing the action in the sentence. In the sentence above, the underlined words documentary, newsflash, and reports are subject of each sentence, while the boxed words contains, teaches, are, and is written are called verbs. Verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Some verbs can function as main verbs or helping verbs, also called an auxiliary verb. Example, are. So the main verbs are contains, teaches, and written. Okay, let us recall the basic rule on subject-verb agreement. Subjects and verbs must agree in number. It means that a singular subject needs a singular verb. A plural subject needs a plural verb. Example, these pictures. The first picture, Miss Salig is a doctor by profession. So, Miss Salig is a singular, so the verb should be also singular. So, the subject in this sentence, Miss Salig is a doctor by profession, is Miss Salig, because Miss Salig is person and verb is the boxed word, which is. So the next picture, good leaders are open-minded. So in this sentence, good leaders, so leaders is the subject and are is the verb. So leaders, it talks about more than one person. So leaders, so it is plural. So we use are as a verb because are is also plural. So here is the basic pattern. So singular and plural. So the underlined words I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they is a pronoun. When we say pronoun, it describes the noun. So we have here the first person. In singular form, I walk. And in plural form, we walk. So the underlined word I talks about I, myself. So the number is only 1. When we say plural, we, so it talks about us or many people. So the second person in singular form you walk. And in plural form, you walk. So as you can see, both are the same or having the same pronoun. In singular form, you, I am just, referring to one person. In plural form, we could use also you in pointing people or many people. Example, you don't know the name, so you point that person you and you and you. So you talk about more numbers. And in third person, in singular form, we use he, she, and it. So he walks or she walks or it walks. So he, she, and it talks about one number. While in plural form, they, for example, sentence, they walk. So it means that it talks about more than one number or more than one person. So we will have an examples in plural or singular. Number 1 example. Coronavirus 2019 nCoV is a threat to all people worldwide. So the underlined word is coronavirus 2019 nCoV. So coronavirus is singular. So it requires also a singular verb. Number 2, overseas Filipinos are allowed to return home provided they submit themselves for quarantine. So overseas Filipinos is a plural, so it also required plural verb. So the verb here is are and the subject is overseas Filipinos. The third is World Health Organization or WHO advises people of all ages to take steps to protect themselves from the virus. So the subject here is World Health Organization or WHO. So WHO is singular, so it requires singular verb. So that is why advises. So last example is senior citizens appear to be more vulnerable to becoming severely ill with the virus. So the subject here is senior citizens. So senior citizens is a plural, so it requires also plural verb that is appear. So let's proceed to activity. So read the following sentences about the points to ponder for genres of viewing. Choose the correct form of the verb inside the parentheses. Number 1. Viewing is or are an active process of comprehending visual media such as in television and online platforms wherein there is or are advertising images, films, diagrams, symbols, photographs, videos, drama, drawing, sculpture, and paintings. Number 2. Viewing helps us acquire information and appreciate ideas that visually communicated by others. Number 3. On television, news flash is or are an important, timely piece of news that is or are delivered quickly that could interrupt the current aired programs. Number 4. Weather reports is or are part of the television program that features a prediction of an specific place's weather observation. Number 5. Any informative program or show that is or are accessed through a website in an online platform is or are called internet-based program. Number 6. Movie trailer is or are short clips that are usually shown before a movie is or are officially released. Number 7. A research-based compilation of information about a certain subject is or are a documentary. So that ends our discussion. Thank you very much.